Hi, welcome to STEM with Mrs. Sawyer. STEM with Mrs. Sawyer is a video collection of STEM challenges that you can complete at home with your family using the resources and materials that you already have. Each month, I will release a new challenge for you to do at home, and I will send it out in a newsletter that will also have some additional links for any other scientific vocabulary or ideas that you might want to research more before completing the challenge. All of the videos and newsletters are also available on my website and can be done in any order that you would like and can be repeated as often as you would like to do them as well. The challenge for this month is to create and design your own ramp. A ramp is a type of simple machine. Simple machines are mechanical devices that have few or no moving parts, and they allow us to apply motion and force in a way that is greater than what we could do on our own in order to complete a task or a job. A ramp is a type of simple machine called an inclined plane. An inclined plane is exactly that. It inclines from one end to the other in a vertical direction with one end higher than the other in order to get something from a lower height to a greater height with less force than we would be able to do by ourselves. They're usually flat and can be used in recreation, bicycle ramps, and skateboard ramps. That can be used for moving items, large items such as furniture, into a truck, loading and unloading animals into a truck. Ramps are also an important part of our transportation system. So ramps are used on interstates and highways in order to help cars and trucks get from one part of a highway to another safely. Another important way that we use ramps in our society is to help those who use assisted devices to help them walk or transport themselves from one area to another. For example, when you go into a building, you will often see a ramp outside that's used for someone who may be using a wheelchair so that they can get into a building safely. We want to start by asking ourselves, what's the problem that we want to solve? So think about the purpose that you want your ramp to serve and who you want it to serve. Empathize with the needs of the people who will use it. Is it for recreational purposes, such as a bicycle ramp or a skateboarding ramp? Ramps are even used in dog show competitions. Or do you want your ramp to serve someone in need? Maybe someone who needs support getting from one place to another by using a ramp to enter a building. Empathize with the needs of those that your ramp will serve and think about what possible solutions could you have to solve that problem. Now we want to enter the imagine phase. This is where we ideate or brainstorm all of the solutions that we can possibly think of that we could come up with to design a ramp that will help someone in need or serve a recreational purpose. Think of all of the different ways that you could solve that problem. And then when you're done brainstorming and you've come up with all of the solutions you can possibly think of, you're going to choose one to try first. Now we enter the planning stage of the process. You're going to take that idea that you decided on in the imagine phase and you're going to create and draw a diagram, detailed and labeled, that will show the ramp that you've decided that you're going to create, and make sure that you list any materials and tools that you will need in order to create your prototype. Then we have the create phase of the engineering and design process. This is where you're going to follow that plan that you made and create a prototype. And remember, a prototype is just a smaller scaled down version of what you would create if you were to build it full size. Architects and engineers use prototypes all the time in order to show what a building will look like, and it allows them to work through any problems that they may have in their design and kind of fine tune it to get it exactly where they want it to be before they build it again full size. So you're doing the same thing the engineers and architects do. Then you want to test that prototype. Use anything that you have at home, maybe a toy car might work or anything else that you might have in order to test your prototype. Does your ramp work? Are you able to move something from one height to another, either from the top down or from the ground up successfully? And then go back to that and see what worked well and what didn't work well. How can you refine your design? Maybe do any rebuilding or retesting that you need to do, and then test it again. When we redesign, retest, and refine our prototype, we call that the iterate phase. Basically what we're doing is we're redoing that create phase multiple times in order to make our prototype even better, even stronger, make it more successful. Anything at all you can do to improve it. You're iterating that create process, rebuilding, redesigning, and retesting as many times as you need in order to make your prototype more successful. Then of course, we always want to challenge ourselves. Can you take it further? Can you create a ramp that is longer over a greater distance? Can you create a ramp that is taller but still is successful? Can your ramp hold more weight? What could you do to challenge yourself to take your ramp to the next level? Maybe you take your ramp and you go back to one of the other design challenges, such as the bridge challenge, and you add your ramp onto one of your other ideas that you had in a previous challenge. See what you could do to take your ramp to the next level. And then we want to make sure we share our ramp design with others. Someone in your family, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor, whoever you have nearby, that you can take that prototype through the testing phase, share your design ideas with them, share with them what was successful and what you might do differently if you were to create that ramp again. Thank you again for joining me with STEM with Mrs. Sawyer. As a reminder, send me any pictures and video that you have of the challenges that you create at home, and that all challenges and newsletters are always available on our website, so you can go back to them at any time you'd like. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.